Welcome back. Today in this tutorial I am going to cover that how we are going to convert DTO using the MapStruct. In my last tutorial I have covered that how we are going to convert DTOs like from one DTOs to another DTOs, like entities to DTOs and the vice versa, using the model mapper example, correct? Like already I have explained this model mapper example, like how we have converted those DTOs easily without manual interventions over there. But there are some other tools I have mentioned, like we can converting those DTOs in multiple ways, or maybe multiple dependencies we can use. Like one of them is to the model mapper that I've already covered in my last tutorial, and today in this session I will going to cover how we are going to convert DTOs using the MapStruct. So in this tutorial I'm going to cover each and every step for this one, so don't skip this one, so that means if you skip then maybe you will miss something. Better to keep in these videos. So for in this session actually we'll explore about the uses of MapStruct, which is simply put a Java bean mapper. This particular API contains a function that automatically map between two Java beans. With MapStruct we only need to create the interface, and rest of the things automatically taken care by this MapStruct library. So this, for most applications you notice that while we are converting, like if there is some kind of the manual conversion is needed, so we need to write lot of the boilerplate code for converting the POJO to other POJOs. Let's say if there is a common type of conversions happen between some entities and the DTOs, then we are going to like writing the some kind of manual conversion. But instead of that, if we are going to use some libraries like MapStruct, then it will do the things for us easily. It will actually like means whatever the time was taken for the manual conversion, without that it will easily doing this one. So for using this MapStruct, as you can see over here, for model mapper I am using actually same Spring Boot application for using the MapStruct, where we have already used this model mapper. So as you can see over here, this model mapper basically we have used, but here as we are going to use this MapStruct, so for that we are going to like use some MapStruct dependencies over here. So how we are going to add these dependencies? So here we need to use this MapStruct. Let me add this one, like org dot MapStruct, this one. Okay, so these dependencies that we can use over here. Okay, this MapStruct dependencies we need to add into our pom.xml. This is the first need of this one. Okay, next basically also add the one plugin actually over here, like this annotation processor path actually. Okay, annotation processor plugin actually, which what it will do, it will basically use to generate the mapper implementations. It will basically, once we build our application, so it will generate the implementation class of the mapper in the source, this in under this target folder. So I will show you. So let us add this one. Okay, like this one, this MapStruct processor. So over here, like under this build and plugin, here under this configurations we can add this processor. First we need to add this annotation processor path under this configuration. Okay, and then we can like we need to add this path for this map construct. Okay, now in this current project actually we are going to use this okay, let it we are going to use the lombok. So because lombok means we are going to like use some kind of, we don't need to manually create the getter and setter all the things. So for that basically for MapStruct to support this lombok, there is another annotation processor that we need to add over here. So let me add those things also. These are the things that we need to add over here, this project lombok and the lombok MapStruct binding. Okay, let me exclude this one, let me remove this one. Okay, so these are the things that we need to add over here. This MapStruct processor is used to like generate the things under this pom dot under the target folder. Okay, and then like these are the projects, the lombok dependencies, as we are going to use this lombok over here. So that's why we are going to means we need to add the annotation processor over here. Okay, so here we can like defining that file name, basically that MapStruct, what will be the file name. Okay, so here we have defining this group ID, this spring, this is not the actually plugin actually over here, so we need to use the Maven compiler plugin. Okay, Maven compiler plugin, let me add this. Okay, so this is actually come under this Maven compiler plugin, and then we need to add this annotation processor path under the configuration tag. Okay, now it's look okay. Okay, so now what we will do, like first of all we will try with some basic like with some basic DTOs. Okay, so let us create one package over here. Here we are going to create one package, let's say MapStruct. Okay, so here we are going to create simple DTO. Let's say one is the user DTO, which will having the username and the description. Okay, so this is one DTO basically. As you can see over here, this user DTO only having this name and description, just to simplicity. Okay, and then we are going to create another DTO, which is the user DTO, and this particular DTO also having the same name convention over here. Now what we are going to done over here, just to convert those things, so here we need to create one mapper. So this particular mapper actually taking the responsibilities of these things. So how we are going to creating this mapper? So for that we need to create one interface. Let's say the interface name is that user mapper. Okay, this mapper we are going to create over here, and under this interface, this particular interface basically we should keep this, we should annotate this particular interface with mapper annotation. As you can see, this particular mapper annotation coming from this org.mapstruct. Okay, after that we need to create methods which will basically use to convert, like it will basically convert this user DTOs to user. Okay, another method will do the vice versa, like user DTO to the user. Okay, here we can create one instance, so that from main method or from anywhere else we can, using this we can actually get this instance just to drive these functionalities. Okay, so now this user mapper is creation is done, and for creating the instance of this mapper we have used this mappers.getMapper and then user mapper. Okay, we can also do the same thing from some anywhere else also. And this method interface basically is contains this user DTO to user and then user to user DTO. Okay, now what we are going to done over here, we are going to create one main method which will basically, where basically we are going to call these services. Okay, so let us create one class, let's say mapper example, it will contain this main method. Okay, so here what we are going to do, we are going to like create the DTO. Okay, we are going to create the DTO over here, right? User DTO. Then we are passing the description and the name, and then we are going to get the instance over here. Like how we are going to, like this one, this user mapper okay, dot user instance dot user to DTO to this, okay, and here we are going to pass this one. What it will return? It will return the user DTO over here. This one it will return, right? And now we are going to print this one, like user, okay. So after conversion, basically it will print, and for printing the things like in the log, so that's why we have used the toString annotation over here, that is the Lombok annotation. So now let's build it, okay. Run configuration. From here we need to use this Maven build, and here we need to add this project Spring Boot REST API and ambient clean stall. That command we need to run over here, clean stall and REST API. We just need to keep the name. We can skip the test over here, okay. Now if we run this one, so internally it will build this application, and in the under this target folder it will generate the implementation of this mapper, user mapper, okay. I will show you that once it will build is done successfully, then it will basically generate the things for us. It will generate the implementation for us, okay. So let's wait for some times, then it will generate the things for us, and then accordingly we can use it, okay. Now build is success. Now we just need to refresh this. If we refresh this project, then you can see under the target it's generated all the things, right? So here you can see under this JTS, then wrapper, MapStruct, this user mapper implementation. You can see that user mapper IMPL is over here, and internally it's basically converting those things, right? Like if it is a null, then it will return null, else it will like mapping the whatever the data will pass over here, it will set these things over here, and similar for this method also, right? So this actually generated the things. Now if we run this application, so it will basically print the things, like it will basically convert it from this user DTO to user. You can see it's converted into this one. Vice versa also we can achieve over here, like user is instance, then we can set like user DTO to this, and here we are going to pass this user, okay, and the method will be instead of this one, okay, and it will return this user DTO. It's a, let's say it's a user 1, and here again we can print this user 1. Now if we run this application, you can see it's the user DTO and this is the user. So in this way basically we can easily convert the things over here using the map construct, right? So what we have done over here, we have just created two DTOs over here, this user DTO and user, then user mapper, it's we have created one interface over here, and just example, and this implementation generated automatically over here. In next you will see that, so here if you notice that one things like user and the user DTO, user the field name is the name and description, and user DTO also having the same name over here. So that's why like it's a very simple kind of thing. Now let's say there is a field name is different. So in this scenario how we are going to like done over here. So this map constructs actually also able to map our beans automatically because they have like same fields over here. But what like if it's a bean are also about to map the different fields, so that's why like we are going to create another DTOs over there. Let us create like employee DTO, okay. So let me create one class over here, employee. Okay, and here we are going to pass these two names, ID or like name. Okay, and we are going to provide the getter then setter method over here. Also, let's say we are going to add these two string. Similarly, we are going to create another DTO similar to that, which is the employee DTO. Create another class, employee DTO, and it will having the two fields but not similar to the employee table, like employee ID and the employee name, which are not similar to this employee. Correct? It's having the ID and name, and here we are passing this ID and the employee name. And here we are going to use this three annotation, getter, setter, and the two string method over here. So now we need to write one mapper class, like one interface, like let's say employee mapper. Creating the interface like employee mapper, and we need to annotate this particular interface with mapper annotation. Correct? Now to mapping, like we need to create one method actually for converting this one, like this one. This is the another one method actually which will employee to employee DTO, and another one is the vice versa. Correct? These two method actually we need to add employee DTO to employee. Okay, so now the thing is that how we are going to mapping this one. So for that we can use mapping annotation over here. So here this particular annotation, like here we need to mention the target and then it will the source. Okay, like from where to where we need to define it. So like let's say this employee ID, here you can see this is having this employee ID. So this is the target, and what is the source? Source is this is the source, right? So how we are going to mapping this one? This object entity dot ID. Okay, similar for the other variables also we can defining, like the name, like employee name here in the target, and here entity dot name. Okay, and here we are going to do the vice versa. Correct? Like employee ID should come over here, like as you can see this is the DTO, so here it will come as DTO dot employee ID, and here DTO dot employee name. Correct? And here it will come as ID, and here it will come as name. So this is the employee mapper configurations over here. Okay, this is things are done. Now in the mapper example we are going to run this one so that you can see that okay, we just need to create one instance as we did for the user mapper also. The instance we need to create over here. The approach is same, like this instance mapper dot get mapper, and then we need to pass this mapper so that we are going to get the instance of this one. Okay, now here let us close these DTOs. Okay, only these are necessary over here. So in this example we are going to create one DTO over here, like employee DTO. Okay, and this employee DTO having this ID and the employee name we have set over here. Now we are going to create one instance for this employee, right? This instance, and based on the instance we are going to convert the data from one DTO to another. Like using this we have converted this employee DTO to employee. Now we can print this employee over here. Okay, and here we are already having. Okay, now let's build this one. Okay, so once we have built, then we can see currently it's showing only one and means implementation. Now it will also show the another implementation for employee mapper. Correct? So let's wait for some time just to complete the build process. Once the building is done, the complete process will be completed, then it will generate the another implementation of this employee mapper. Once the generation will be done, then we can run this application. Okay, now the build is success. Let it refresh so that we can get the updated things over here. You can see that employee mapper IMPL is got generated over here. You can see the version that which version basically we have used for this MapStruct, this mapping processor, and the Java 22 that I have used, and this mapper IMPL. So here you can see this is the things that similar kind of things is done over here. Means whatever we are going to write for the manually, it will internally got generated. Now if we run this application, so it should work fine and give us the result. Means it will print the conversion DTOs. You can see it's got printed like it here. Previously the field name was similar, but now it's not similar. Correct. Now here also we can convert the vice versa also, like here converted DTO, like instead it is actually converting from employee DTO to employee, and it will convert employee to the employee DTO. Now we can print this converted DTO over here. Correct. So for that, let us run this one, and then we can see the output over here. Like you can see the output is printed over here. So this is the thing that how we are going to also implement this one. Now like let's talk about the nested DTOs, right? Let's say if we are having the another DTO basically, like let us create some records over here. Let's say address, employee having the address. Okay, so how we are going to print this one? So this address I have created one record over here. It's having this address 1 and the address 2, and another address DTO. Actually this is address and the address DTO. It's also having the similar kind of thing. Now under this employee DTO basically we are going to add this address DTO. In the employee DTO we are going to use this address DTO over here. Okay, and under the employee we are going to use the address. Okay, under the employee we are going to use this address. Now how it will basically convert these things? So over here in the employee mapper we are going to write another 2 conversions which will basically do the convert the address nested DTO. Like it will convert the similar kind of things. It will convert this address to address DTO, and another method will do the vice versa over here. Okay, this is the things. That's all actually. Okay, so it will basically set the things for us. Now while we are doing the things over here in this example, here basically we are going to set the address, right? Under this employee we are going to set this address. Now let build the application again so that it will update the mapper one, because we have added now this address DTO conversion also. So after once we will build this application, then it will basically convert, it will basically generate the new IMPL for this one, because currently whatever the implementation is over here, it doesn't have this one. Okay, it doesn't have this address one. So let it okay, it's generated now. Now if we open this one, it should contain the address one also. You can see the it's now address is coming, and these are the DTO conversion also come over here, like this address conversion. Correct. So now if we run this one, so it should also print the address. Correct, it should print the address. Okay, now you can see the address are also converted over here. Okay, so this is very simple actually. Means we just need to kind of write this mapper implementation on the interface, and internally it will convert all the things for us. Similar kind of, if we have some kind of field related things, like maybe some kind of date or that kind of things, that also we can easily do over here. This is like kind of just a small, means try to cover most of the points of the how we are going to convert these DTOs to DTOs in the MapStruct. If you guys have anything, please do let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Please press the bell icon for further notification. Thanks for your time. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.